Caoimhghin Ó Caoláin TD. On behalf of the Sinn Féin Dáil, I welcome the dissolution of the Dáil today. It is, of course, long overdue. Cuireann fáilte roimh lanscóir na Dála seo. Tá sé haram agus tá sé inam don phobal anois cinna dhéanamh tóchaí na tíre. All deputies receive calls to their Dáil offices from members of the public. Often they are old, sick and vulnerable. And yesterday my office received one such call from an elderly man whose blind pension was cut in the budget. He had one simple message: give us a voice. So we must all listen to him and to countless others like him. And I emphasise, we must all listen to all of these. On this day when the Dáil is dissolved, the cut to the minimum wage comes into effect. That's just one of the ways that the least well-off in our society have been forced to pay for what I again say have been the disastrous decisions made by the outgoing government. People are being impoverished so that government can throw money into the banking black hole. 873 million was cut from social welfare in the recent budget. Yet only yesterday, Anglo-Irish Bank, the zombie bank that has been propped up by the Irish taxpayers' money, paid out 750 million, almost as much, for a maturing bond, despite the fact that the debt is not covered by the state guarantee. We in Sinn Féin are proud of the part we have played in the 30th Dáil in defending people's rights and in holding to account one of the worst governments ever seen, not only in this country but anywhere. Sinn Féin played a key role in finally removing this government through exposing the full extent of its contacts with Anglo-Irish Bank executives. We have stood firm against the consensus for cuts, and we have stood for the democratic rights of the people of Donegal South West and elsewhere, going on to win the by-election in that constituency. And I want to say that the election of Deputy Pearse Doherty has set in train the events that have now resulted in the fall of this government. We have stood against the IMF EU deal, and today, and I use the opportunity here this afternoon, I call on all parties in this general election to make clear to the European Union and the International Monetary Fund and the wider international community that this deal is not acceptable, it is not affordable, and it is ruinous of the Irish economy and of the Irish people. It was negotiated and imposed by a discredited government, and it must be set aside. And any parties going before the electorate should make it absolutely clear that that is their intent, if indeed they are to form government. At the start of the 30th Dáil, we stood against the Lisbon Treaty and warned that it would reduce economic and political sovereignty. We were proven right. The yes parties in this Dáil urged people to vote yes for jobs. Well, where are those jobs now? Clearly, for so many of our young people, they're in Australia and elsewhere across this globe. This general election will be about what we and the other parties stand for. The most critical issue, and we're at least agreed on this, I hope, is employment. We cannot protect and create jobs without strategic investment to develop infrastructure, foster enterprise and enhance public services. And Sinn Féin has put forward a plan to do just that. We need to protect our public services. They are the people's services in health, in education and those dependent on supports to social welfare. All of these areas must be defended. We need to stop the attacks on the incomes of families struggling to survive. And we need political reform. We need politics based on commitment, not careerism. We need a vision and a strategy for Ireland of equals and a united Ireland. Sinn Féin in the days and weeks ahead will be setting out our proposals in detail, and we look forward to the debates that will offer. We are confident that we will return to the next Dáil, to the 31st Dáil, with a greatly strengthened mandate to serve the Irish people. And more importantly, the Irish people need a new Dáil that will put the people's interest first. Now, I listened with interest to Deputy John Gormley's contribution, and particularly to his closing remarks. He has made a prediction, of course, in relation to the formulation of government and who the Taoiseach and Taoiseach might be. Now, I have it to say, Deputy Gormley, I've been listening carefully, not only here this afternoon, but for some considerable time, and I'm not so sure that your prediction really is as solid or on solid ground. And, you know, the notion that we're facing Tweedledum and Tweedledummer, well, heaven's sake, I thought that's what was going out the door here today. I wish at this juncture, Caoimhghin Ó Caoláin, and I think it would be totally remiss of me, I want to extend my own personal thanks and my good wishes to my own Dáil colleague, Deputy Arthur Morgan, to thank him for his service, for his years of colleagueship here in this chamber since 2002. And I want to wish Arthur and Marion health and happiness for all the years before them. And I take the opportunity sincerely to wish all retiring Dáil deputies the very best for their respective futures too. And I would like, Taoiseach, and I extend to you, Taoiseach, in these last moments of your holding office as Taoiseach, to extend to you and to your wife and children my personal best wishes for the future that lies before you all. Gach banach yiv egoni. I will conclude with the words from the Democratic Programme for the first Dáil, Dúirt an Clár Ibre Publictánach. Is mian lin an cart, an sirse, agus cochram do coch, a bheith mar vontaki rielu na tíre. We declare that we desire our country to be ruled in accordance with the principles of liberty, equality and justice for all. Caoimhghin, it is now over to the people, and the people will decide. Caoimhghin.
Yeah, Caoimhghin. Now, before